Hey, good morning. How are you, Nick? Merry Christmas. Hope you had a nice time with family and friends. Just thought I'd jump on and go live and maybe look at some concepts or have a quick look at the charts. See what has been happening price action wise. I thought we might have a look at changing the state of delivery this morning. It's something I get asked about a bit. Throw in the chat if there's anything you want to have a look at. Might run the stream for about an hour. I'm not planning on trading today. Another Jimmy. Jimmy, how are you? Could give us a thumbs up if the volume of the music's all right. The sound is okay. You can hear me all right? Yeah, good stuff. Thanks for that, Jimmy. Let's have a look at the charts. We'll start over here on NQ. So having a look at changing the state of delivery. Something I get asked about a little bit. So I thought we'd have a look at it. Try and find a couple of examples. And here we have a really good example. I really only look at the change in state of delivery on the hourly chart. So when you're looking for a change in the state of delivery, this is a great example. I mean, this is also a nice breaker. It's not a unicorn because the There's no FEG aligned here. But here is your change in the state of delivery. Right here, so you basically have a leg that sweeps liquidity into an important level. So over here we have, say, a previous day low, for example. This was Friday the 29th of November, so we swept an important level, and that's generally what I'm looking for. And then you want to see displacement. So this is the opposing candles. And what you want to see is you want to see displacement through this run here. And you can see that we have FEG here. And of course we have another one right here above, and then another as well. And there's also breakaway gap here. Price hasn't reached back into this level. So this is a really good example of a change in the state of delivery. So we should find a tricky one. Something that makes it a little bit more difficult to identify. You want to see buy today on NQ, Jimmy. So while we're looking at this change in the state of delivery, this is also where you would run your standard deviations. Now, we have a decent wick to the downside here, so I tend to move just to the bodies when we have a large wick. We can see that this is the region, the -2 to 2.5. That's the region you want to target. Hey Jacob, good morning. Yeah, nice. Thanks for watching. Do I only choose a daily time frame from overall high time frame bias, or do you include the weekly and monthly? I actually never look at the monthly. I do occasionally look at the weekly, and I'd really only look at the weekly if the daily isn't giving me something clear. You know, if we're not at any points of interest. I do tend to start the week looking at the weekly, just to give me an idea of where price may be likely to run, and then potentially work out a weekly profile from there. So we had the change in state of delivery here on NQ, and then we can run our standard deviations. This is always the area I target, the -2 to 2.5. You can see price reacted once we reached up into this zone. We had another W formation here before price broke through. And then once price breaks through, we can look for the -4 as our max extension. And price has reached up there, and you can just about say that that's bias complete there, or target complete. Got equal highs here. So now we sort of look for a reset, see what price might do from here. Price is still holding up in these bullish PD arrays. Got a nice swing candle closure here as well. I like this candle here, reacting out of a bullish PD array, and we get a closure back inside the range of the previous candle. So let's see if we can find a change in the state of delivery that's not so clear. So you might look at the high here, and we have a failure swing rather than. So here we have a reversal, and we know that the market reverses in two ways. This, it's always in a W, but you have a failure swing. Or a swing low, okay? Or the opposite, right? So when you have a failure swing, that's where the change in the state of delivery becomes a little bit less clear. Ali, how are you, buddy? So here's your failure swing. Okay. So if you're bullish, it's a W. If you're bearish, it's an M. And I'd be looking for this level here. So we've got opposing candles. We have displacement through this leg as well. We use the line chart. You can see this is the first moment in time we get a change in trend. Even though price did break back through, once we came back through again, we can see price respected this level and respected it a couple more times as well. Same deal here. If you want to run your standard deviations, you can just run them from the failure swing. And what I like to see as well is we do have this low resistance liquidity right through here that aligns with the -2 through to the -4. I think on ES this was even a little bit clearer, this change in the state of delivery. Or maybe not. But I do like to use the line chart. Oh, it was over here anyway. Here we go. So it was just here. We can see how price respected the change in the state of delivery here. So again, this was your failure swing. Run your standard deviations from the high to the low, and you can run it on the failure swing. And you have these lows here that are, you know, pretty close to aligned with the -2 to 2.5. Obviously price just dropped through there, but you can see how price respected that level. So even if I was bullish from a daily perspective, I'd be on the hourly looking at these levels to see how price might be reacting. So having a look at the daily, Jimmy said he's looking for longs today. Had quite a strong close here on Tuesday. Virtually no wick to the high side. What I tend to do with this, with the continual, you know, closure above, so bullish, then we had this closure above the previous day. I'd run the 50% level of the previous day's range. And what I want to see is how price reacts to this level. And we can see price is getting a bounce from here. And we drop to the hourly. And we see price inside a bullish FVG. And we're getting a nice reaction here as well. So getting a swing candle closure inside the previous hour. We've closed inside the previous hour's range. In fact, we closed above that. And yes, we are inside a bearish FVG here, so we're stuck between PD arrays here at the moment, so we want to keep an eye on it, and obviously we're before kill zones, so I wouldn't be looking to trade it anyway, so that gives us an opportunity to see how this would play out. You do have a unicorn here, but again, this is, where are we? This is outside of even the London kill zone that finished back here. But it's interesting to look at these to see how the price reacts, and also look to see if maybe you can adjust your trade plan. Maybe you see more opportunities between kill zones. But if this was going to play out, I'd probably put my stop just below the candle here and targeting 2R. You can see at the moment price is respecting. We want the highest up close candles for the breaker. Price is respecting that at the moment. Here is your change in the state of delivery on the lower time frame. You have displacement. And there's plenty of low resistance liquidity through here. Session highs open as well, London and Asia. Look at those equal highs Asia put in. Looks like a pretty good draw. If price has a willingness to move higher, that looks like it'll be a pretty good draw there. And you can see it on the hourly. This is the hourly chart here to the side. See all that low resistance liquidity right through there. Feel free to drop any questions in the chat, guys. Let's have a bit of oil. I won't be trading today, Factora. Thanks for watching, by the way. I won't be trading today. Maybe tomorrow. Try to also have a bit of a break. Enjoy the time off as well. How was everyone's Christmas if you celebrate? Did you have a nice day? CL having a nice reaction out of this bullish FVG. Second attempt there as well. So this would be a swing point candle. sweeping a swing low plus a bullish FVG. So let's drop to the 5 minute. Equal highs. Imagine we'll see them taken. A nice move higher with some displacement here as well. You've just been taking some time off, Victoria, just having a break, or it's good to have a break. The charts aren't going anywhere. They'll be right here when you come back in January. This candle here is, I've had my eye on this candle for some time now. Yeah, that's fair enough. I know all about destroying funded accounts. Anyone who's followed me for a little while would know that I blew 6 accounts in one trade at one point. So this candle's really stood out to me. It actually was something I was looking for price to draw to all of last week, or for the best part of the first few days anyway. The price never managed to get up there, but I've got a feeling we might start heading that way now. And the reason being is there's no wick to the upside here at all, and generally speaking that's quite a strong draw. So I do tend to look for that, you know, especially if we've got a you know, new day opening gap or a new week opening gap. If we have this sort of scenario in the gap, it's definitely, I mean the gaps are a draw anyway, but certainly with no wick to the upside there, that's been something that I've had my eye on for some time. We are starting to get some displacement here, even had a small breakaway, a small volume balance here. So price potentially drawing up to this level. And with a, you know, close on Tuesday above Monday, we've got equal sellers and buyers wicks. Moving out of this bullish FEG here. This is your IRL to ERL. So I'm looking at this area for oil. G'day Adam, how you doing? Look, the easiest way really to work out your position size, the way I'll recommend doing it is I just use the position tool. You know, if we were going to take a trade here, for example, create limit order. So you right click on the position tool, create limit order, and then you can just use this box for your calculation. So if you want to risk 1%, so let's say, I don't know, let's say your 1% is $150, right? So for this trade with one contract, your risk would be 180, okay? So you'd have to, you know, maybe drop to micros or something, and then you could start adjusting things a little bit more. So let's go to micro for a second and have a look at that. Let's say it was the same. Create limit order. But you want to go, sorry, you want to go 150, say. So there, if you put your risk in there, it automatically shows you how many contracts. Just a really simple way to use it. And then if you say you aren't ready to just place the order yet, if you close this with the X up here, the order will actually stay on your chart. And you can hit buy, so you might be waiting for price to close through the breaker, for example. And then as soon as price closes through the breaker, you can hit buy. It just speeds the process up a little bit. Yeah, give it a try on demo. Just keep in mind, sometimes the features on demo, there are features on demo that don't exist when you say use a TradeEvade account, for example. There's just features there's limited features or some less features when you have a TradeEvade account. So just keep in mind that some features you might use on demo may not be there when you have a funded account or a, I should say a prop firm account. But certainly using that position tool is by far the easiest way to go about it. Welcome to the world of futures. You'll never look back. No spread. Yeah, same. So on futures, the same ICT concepts apply. So on the daily, I use the internal to external. We're just walking through that here on oil. Price swept internal is bullish FEG. We had a nice reaction 2 times out of that level. And then we have this external that I'm looking for price to draw to. MMXM, let's go. So similar, you know, we're looking at internal to external. Same deal here on Euro futures. Price is moving from internal at the moment. And unless we create more structure, then this will be my initial first target. Moving from internal to external. And I can have open positions more than one a day, I suppose you mean, on any prop firms. Yeah, so I use my funded futures and Apex. And just remember, guys, you can use code Jimmy for my funded futures and Apex. You can always get 50% off, even when Apex doesn't have a sale. You'll always get 50% off. My funded futures, you'll get 5% off. But my funded futures have the best pricing structure. Just keep in mind though, in January, guys, prices are going to go up with my funded futures. So if you want to get the starter plan, for example, is $80 all in. Once you move to funded, there's no more cost. It's just the $80, but that price will go up in January. I'm not sure what the prices are going to be yet. But yeah, so I use my funded futures and Apex and Top Step, but my Apex and my funded futures are all connected through a trade copier. So I take the same position across all of those accounts. This Top Step is Top Step X, so that's a separate platform altogether. So I have to trade those separately, but I do try and execute at the same trades. One thing you can't do is you can't have, if you've got an Apex account, for example, and then a My Funded Futures account, you can only have one instance of Tradeovate open at a time. So you can't, like that's if you're using My Funded Futures, you can't log in to Tradeovate. Even if you open another tab, you can't have another Tradeovate instance open. So you wouldn't be able to trade both accounts like that. And even if you were trading My Funded Futures and say you had 3 accounts with them, you'd actually have to physically change each account to try and execute the same trade across each of one of those accounts. Jimmy, yeah, if you use code Jimmy at checkout, yep, that'll give you a discount. The My Funded Futures discount, if you're using credit card, you don't get the discount anymore. They don't. It's only if you do use their Plaid system, PLAID, or ACH, I think it is, which is direct deposit basically. You don't need premium trading view. What do I have? I forget what I have. In my opinion, you just want to have the one up from the free account. Because you don't need to pay for data or anything, because data is included with your Tradeovate or your prop firm purchase. But if you just have the free version of TradingView, even with data included with Tradeovate, the information only updates. It's still current and live, but it only updates every 5 seconds. So if you're on a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute chart or what have you, so this is updating every time there's a movement in the tick price or the tick value, right? But if you have the free account on TradingView, this would only update every 5 seconds. So, in 5 seconds time, this candle could be up here, Adam, and Apex 50, do you mean 50% discount? Because yeah, it's a 50% discount. When they don't have a sale, you get 50% off. See, the hourly on Euro futures is pretty ugly, isn't it? So gold on the daily has been respecting this bearish FEG, and it looks like we may be starting to disrespect that. We've got some displacement here. Hey Tomic, how you doing? Great idea with a live stream, but I am taking kids outside. It is heavy rain here in Norway. It is Christmas anyway, so today we celebrate outside. See you next time. See you, buddy. Enjoy the weather. Sorry that it's raining. I imagine it's cold as well. You got to stick to tradition, mate. So if price closes above or starts to displace through this level, then certainly looks like price will want to run higher. What's the hourly look like? These relative equal lows. Potential draw there. Got a candle here with no wick to the downside, potential draw. Volume imbalance here. So we've got currently gold sweeping these highs right through here. And this is a point where I then start looking to see what price might be doing on the 5 minute. So we've just taken, that was the session high as well, the Asia high. We still have London low. It's pretty much equal lows with Asia as well. Low resistance liquidity looks interesting to me. We've got multiple touches as well, usually indicating that this is a stronger level to draw towards. The more touches for the low resistance liquidity, the better. Where would changing the state of delivery be here? So at the high, this would have been our change in the state of delivery through here. We have displacement. It's only tiny, but it's there. And a sweep of the high. It's also we've got a high and a low, so we have this as a lowest down close candle. This is our unicorn, and price does respect this level and moves on lower. So now we get to where we have failure swings and a V-shaped reversal. And I would look to this level here as the change in the state of delivery. Because we do have slight displacement here. Tiny, but it is there. And it's the first moment in time. Get a change in trend. This would have been considered it, but it failed. And guys, if you want to chat or throw a question, make sure you sub to the channel. We're still targeting 1,000 subs. We're getting closer every day, which is amazing. So please share the channel far and wide. Because as soon as we hit 1,000 subs, we're going to run a My Funded Futures giveaway, and we're going to give away 2 50k evals. Is anyone anticipating trading today? Or are you taking the time off? Let's see if CL's moved past those highs. Yep, sure has. CL having a nice run higher here. Be looking at that as the breaker. A displacement aligned with the breaker. This is your highest up close candle before the leg that took liquidity. Low, high, lower low, higher high. Not something I would take because of the time. That's always interesting to mark these things out. We have for a target. That low resistance liquidity there. All the touches on that. It's just right for the picking. Equal highs. Could be the draw for this morning. Feel free to throw those questions in the chat, guys. I'm going to run for another 15 or so minutes. I'm actually struggling with a little bit of some sort of back pain at the moment. So if anyone knows any good solutions to back pain, please feel free to let me know. Painkillers aren't working. So I do like seeing these buyers wicks, particularly coming out of the bullish FEG and sweeping this low as well. This is also, the wick here is also an interest point for me, so I would use this if price was to run lower. I'd look at this wick to see how price reacts to the 50% level. You can also see how the opposing candles here have continued to push price higher. Even again here, and if you mark out that 50% level, you can see how price reacted off of that. Again, just a great example. Price reacting off the opposing candle. Again down here. This is something you want to look at, guys. This helps give insight to order flow. Oh, look at this run. So here we have, you know, a trade that's potentially playing out but it's outside of kill zone. You know, that's where, you know, potentially be, you know, if you're an independent thinker, you might build a trade plan that allows you to trade between kill zones because you have the data to back it up. You have the data to prove that you can take these trades. Because there's been plenty of trades I've seen that play out that aren't in the kill zones, let me tell you. I'll personally wait till 8:30 to look for a trade, or execute rather. I'll be always looking, but and then occasionally if I get the opportunity I'll trade London as well. And there is certain things about this trade I actually like. We've got, you know, balanced price range in here as well. It's not just an FEG that aligns with the breaker, but it's a balanced price range too. As time goes on, we'll start making more videos on the concepts that I use as well. Also have my own trading model that's built off the unicorn, so we'll be diving into that soon enough as well. Let me know guys in the chat if there's something else you want me to have a look at before we start wrapping up. I am going to have to end the stream very soon. For the most part, as I'm trading, I just stick to the hourly time frame. I'll just sit on the hourly until I start seeing the insights that I'm looking for. Good example here of what's happening with gold at the moment. We swept the highs. So it's our point of interest. The price is starting to shift lower here. I would like to have seen, you know, our unicorn start to form at this level, and then it's game on once we hit 8:30. Hey Fayaz, good morning buddy. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, the recording will go straight up as soon as we finish here. Day trading realtors got a strategy around the 4-hour 15-minute entry. If you're in Unicorn University, he's in there. You could always reach out to him in there. Maybe we see a change in state of delivery on the 1-hour time frame. Is that for gold or what are we looking at there, Yazine? Yeah, thanks for tuning in, Justin. Appreciate it, man. And thanks for dropping some comments in the chat there. Yeah, I can also have a chat to Day Trading Realtor and see if he's happy for me to discuss his 4-hour 15-minute model on a stream at some point, if you're interested in that. Okay, on the hourly for gold. So yeah, if we get a close through this level here with displacement, then sure, there is potential for a change in the state of delivery, but that won't be confirmed for a little while yet. But this is certainly a formation that I look for then to drop down to the 5 minute, and I only execute on the 5 minute, very rarely on the 1 minute. If anyone asks about time frame alignment, if I execute on the 1 minute, the only thing I look for on the 15 minute is swing points or FVGs. I still use my bias in the same way that I do for the 5 minute execution. Might get a potential inversion here. You can see a 1 minute. We have a unicorn here on the 1 minute. Didn't get a tap back in yet. You know, if I was going to put a stop in, it would be above this high here. I wouldn't necessarily need to go all the way up there. Targeting 2R, which is these equal lows through here, so good draw. Now on the 1 minute, we already see a change in the state of delivery. Well, I might start wrapping it up there, guys. I'm going to need to go and rest the back, sadly, but it is what it is. I'm getting old. Thanks for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. We're going to start doing more of these. We obviously have the midweek market meetup. If you guys haven't tuned into that before, it's usually on a Wednesday at 7 a.m. But there'll be more streams to come. So feel free to leave any comments, you know, if there's anything you want to look at, any concepts you want me to dive deeper into. As I said, we're going to start producing more videos and content, at least on the way I look at things. How important is displacement for changing the state of delivery, Yazine? It's extremely important. I don't consider it a change in the state of delivery unless there is displacement. All right, one more minute, guys, and then we're going to end the stream. Thank you again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please sub to the channel, like the video. The gold trade, the 1 minute. There's no tagging. So it's something I actually do as well, guys. When I set my orders these days, I actually front run the breaker. So I actually put my orders in at least, it depends on the asset as well. You know, I'll run, say 1 tick or 2 ticks. I'll front run gold, and then same with oil. With NQ, it might be 1 point, so 4 ticks. I'll front run the breaker. Just over my time and time in the charts, there's been too many trades that have just missed a fill because of that. So I now front run all my trades because I'm happy to leave a couple of bucks on the table to snag a 2R for a trade that otherwise might have just run away without me. So you can see now this 1 minute trade looks like it's going to play out. Certainly these lows here are, that's where my eye is drawn. Again, you've got a candle here with no wick to the downside. We've got equal lows. Looks like it's going to keep running that. ES looking good. What are you seeing on ES? For me, I've got nothing on ES at the moment. I've got equal highs here. I'd be wanting to see these equal highs swept first before I look to do anything. So I'm looking at the 5 minute here, Yazine. I'm not seeing anything at the moment, to be honest. Unless you're talking about price coming back down to this. But this is just way, this breaker here was formed too long ago for my liking. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, I wouldn't look at this anymore unless this was in the kill zone. I would have already been in the trade here. But I wouldn't consider this anymore because of how long ago the breaker was formed. Alright guys, I'm going to end the stream there. I'm going to have to go rest up. I hope everyone has a great Thursday. If you do trade patiently. Make sure it's a very good setup, especially being the holiday week. And we will catch you again next week, I guess. There'll be no midweek market meetup next week because of the New Year's Day holiday, but we'll look to do a stream at some point next week. All right, and then we'll get them a little bit more regular over the coming weeks. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks so much for the support. Help me get to 1,000 subs. Share the channel around far and wide. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 subs by the end of, let's go for the end of January now, seeing as how December's nearly over. I was hoping for a Christmas miracle, but we didn't quite get there. So, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, guys, thanks so much. Appreciate you all. Have a great Thursday, and we'll catch you next time. Bye for now.